And of course, this would not be a Team Rocket video without the game not letting us throw a charge move, just like a rocket grunt. Let the opponent throw 3 or 4 moves before getting off our charge move. What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Ox here with another video. If you're new to the channel, we do upload Pokemon Go content mostly related to PvP, and if you're a returning subscriber like Tony Valdiviso, thank you for the support. In today's video, we are taking a look at some battles in the Kanto Cup, and we are featuring a very spicy team, Triple Team Rocket, and this is the original Team Rocket from the anime, except we don't have Meowth because it maxes out at about 800 CP, so instead we are running Kanto Persian, Arbok, and Weezing. All 3 of these Pokemon are ranked quite poorly on PvPoke, and even in the Kanto Cup, these are quite challenging Pokemon to run, especially on the same team, and I'm not expecting to get a lot of wins with a team like this. When we take a look at the ratings on PvPoke, you could see once again we have the double F, at least the C in bulk, and of course a B in consistency, which stands for bad. There isn't going to be too many positive matchups with this team. You will notice that we lose the majority of them, but hopefully you find these battles entertaining. If you do, please consider leaving a like and a comment down below. It really helps the channel grow. And without any further ado, let's jump into the first battle right now. So jumping into these Kanto Cup battles right here, this is definitely going to be one of the more challenging teams we have ever run on this channel before. Triple Team Rocket. We got Kanto Persian in the lead. This team sort of operates as an ABB strategy. However, Kanto Persian isn't exactly the best coverage for the 2 Pokemon in the back. Alolan Persian might make a bit more sense with that dark typing, but we gotta go with the original that very few people use. Shadow Snorlax here does have the potential for a superpower which would deal super effective damage. We know Shield, build up to the foul play right here, and then we're going to swap out into the Weezing. You want to swap out into one of the poison types because of course the backline is extremely weak to Psychic, and you want to lure out a Pokemon like Hypno. Now the main issue here is that although Persian is running Feint attack, it isn't the greatest counter to Hypno, still is taking a lot of damage from those confusions, so you can see why this team is a little bit challenging to run. Persian of course does gain access to the move Night Slash, which would be a lot more spammy. However, it is a legacy move, and it is asking a lot to use an elite charge TM on a Pokemon as useless as Kanto Persian. So I decided to run with Foul Play here, and Play Rough also does gain access to return as a Purified Persian, which would be very nice, but in this case we're running with what we have. Arbok here into Pidgeot. This game is looking like it's probably a GG. We go for the Acid Spray, they decide to no shield. Very unfortunate, kind of wish we did go for the Dark Pulse here. And as you're going to notice in a lot of these matchups, we did end up making the wrong decisions, or I guess you could say the opponent was making all of the correct decisions, and it really hurt. End up losing that first game, and we are off to an 0-1 start. Let's hop into battle number 2. So in this next battle, we are leading Persian into a Poliwrath. Once again, a very challenging lead. Let's see if we end up winning even one lead with Persian in this video. We swap out into the Weezing, and the opponent comes in with the Alolan Marowak. Now Shadow Ball is actually going to land right here, which deals a lot of damage. Unfortunately, we can't commit to the Infestation down right here, so the opponent is going to go for the Shadow Bone. Our defense does not drop. We will likely force a shield here with the Sludge Bomb, and if they actually commit to trying to take us out here with the Fire Spin, we will be able to get to this second Sludge Bomb, which is going to force the second shield. So right now we are in a very solid position. Persian comes in, we do resist the Shadow Bone, so they're going straight for the Bone Clubs here. This looks like a matchup that we could potentially win. 2 shield advantage. Are we finally going to see Team Rocket win a game? Poliwrath comes back in. We are going to shield this up in case it is the Dynamic Punch. Build up to the Play Rough. There's a little bit of like that double move lag right there where 2 moves come at once and the opponent makes a great catch. I don't think it really made a difference, but that was a little annoying to see, but nonetheless a very nice catch there from the opponent. And that is a game-winning type of play because as you can see, we do have a poison type here on the Alolan Ninetales, but this is a poison type that actually loses every matchup to Ninetales, which is very, very unfortunate. Perhaps if we were running Sludge Wave, we could win that matchup there because they had 0 shields. but I thought Acid Spray would be quite useful. In hindsight, I think Acid Spray makes more sense as a safe switch, and as a closer, you'd probably rather have Sludge Wave right there. We do end up getting this play rough off on the Poliwrath, which is going to lead to a bang, there it is, Poliwrath taken out. But as you can see, Ninetales in the back, able to take us out with the Powder Snow, and we do end up losing that game. So off to an 0-2 start here, jumping into battle number 3, and that is a Shadow Mewtwo. And even against a Shadow Mewtwo, we are going to lose that match, but the opponent does swap out into a Shadow Machamp. We come in here with the Arbok, and again, you would think this is a pretty good matchup right here. They do go for the Cross Chop, but once again, this is a matchup that we are going to be losing in the 0 shield. So we are forced to burn a shield, and that is going to give the Mewtwo a lot of farm. So this is already looking like a pretty tough spot despite winning switch advantage here. Simply because our team is just so bad, the Mewtwo is going to come in here, going to take us out with the Confusions. And Side Strike from a Shadow Mewtwo could pretty much one-shot a Kanto Persian, so definitely a situation where you would prefer to have the Alolan. But the opponent does swap out into Clefable. Unfortunately, they are loaded on energy on the Mewtwo with a shield advantage, so this game was pretty much over, and that is why I did decide to no shield right here. There just was no winning this game at this point because we will be shields down. And of course, this would not be a Team Rocket video without the game not letting us throw a charge move right here. Just like a rocket grunt, let the opponent throw 3 or 4 moves before getting off our charge move. It wouldn't make any difference in this particular battle, but it's still nice to see that the game is esport ready. So we are 0-3, looking for that 0-5 right here. Let's hop into the next battle. Persian into Shadow Hypno. This is a matchup we could win in the 0 shields, and that's about it. Very unfortunate, even with dark type moves, we cannot win here because we are just taking so much damage from those Confusions. Foul play, looked like it was shielded, wasn't exactly sure what happened, and then I realized it actually transferred onto the Alolan Sand Slash, but it did not show the switch when it happened. So when I swapped into the Weezing right here, I was still a little bit confused. I then realized that the damage transferred onto the Sand Slash instead because they did actually swap, but we get hit by a Bulldoze, and at this point the game is looking very, very rough. Coming in here with the Arbok, I am going to respect the Bulldoze this time, commit to the Dragon Tail down, but they swap out instead into the Graveler. I figure at this point they have to shield, right? So I go for the Acid Spray. Again, a no shield from the opponent, so I figure they probably think this is another Acid Spray. This time, of course, they shield, swap out into the Persian. This is going to take the final shield from the Alolan Graveler, but at this point, the game is absolutely over because Arbok is going to get absolutely chowed down by that Hypno and the Confusions. And of course, Graveler is extremely spammy, so it forces our final shield. Hypno comes back in. We cannot reach the Dark Pulse, and even if we did, we had no chance winning that game. 0-4, looking to close it out with the perfect losing record right here. Persian into Poliwrath, one of the worst leads to see, so we are forced to swap out. This time we are going once again into the Weezing. I think at some point in these battles, I did start utilizing Arbok as the safe switch instead. We do catch the Ice Punch right there, going to build up to the Sludge Bomb. Opponent is staying in right here, so this could be good news for the Arbok. They're going to throw another move right here, and we are going to shield this time, looking to get off another Sludge Bomb, but they do swap out into the Marowak, so going for the Shadow Ball instead. Again, this does very nice damage right here. Hopefully, they do throw energy, which they are going to do, so I will let the Weezing go down here. Come back in with the Persian and look to take this out using only fast moves. They are going to reach a move here. Could potentially be a Fire Blast, but we are going to no shield. It is the Shadow Bone. Of course, they do get the defense drop, as is always expected. Going for the foul play here would likely knock out a Shadow. We swap out into the Arbok, and it is an Alolan Sand Slash in the back. So you already know how this battle is going to go. In the words of Home Slice Henry, I can see the writing on the wall, and this game is absolutely over. Feeling like the Brooklyn Nets right now, absolutely hopeless. We are about to get swept, but instead of an 0-4, it's actually an 0-5. So we even one-upped the Brooklyn Nets right here, getting swept. Poliwrath coming back in. We do have the foul play, so this game actually looks like we may have a chance, right? We just need to get to another move, but Poliwrath is so spammy, easily going to get to double Ice Punch right here. As you're going to see, it's not even an Ice Punch. They had so much energy, they get to that Dynamic Punch, self, bang, there it is. We get smoked, 0-5. Looking as helpless as Villarreal against Liverpool. There's just nothing we can do right here. Let's see if we can finally pull out a win in set number 2. So if you thought things could not get worse after an 0-5 start, technically you are correct. In set number 2 we managed to go 1-4, but apparently getting that one win was a huge confidence booster for this next set right here. Persian into Alolan Ninetales, horrible lead, we swap out into the Arbok. Although we are a poison type, this is still a losing matchup against a Charm Ninetales. That's pretty awful. Opponent swaps out into the Alolan Muck. We go for the Dark Pulse right there. Probably would have made more sense just to go for the Acid Spray, but it's fine. We are going to shield up the Dark Pulse here and go for the Acid Spray. From this point forward, I am looking to Dragon Tail all the way down, and thankfully they do not reach another move. The opponent comes in with Alolan Raichu, going for the Acid Spray here, hoping they think it's a Dark Pulse and shield up, which they do. We have a potential to win with Team Rocket right here. Persian coming in, going to no shield this first move, happens to be a Thunder Punch, tank that very well. They are going to throw a second, and now that they've dumped all their energy, expecting them to swap out, which they actually did not do. That gives us a nice energy lead here on the Weezing, and we are resisting the charms. So going for the Sludge Bomb right here, that gets the first shield from the opponent. CMP tie on the second move, that's fine. We shield up right here, and now it comes down to this Sludge Bomb. Is this enough to take out that Ninetales? Bang, there it is. Ninetales taken out. We finally pick up a win with Team Rocket. Persian, Arbok and Weezing, you love to see it. Let's see if we can ride that momentum into the next battle. Persian into Dragonair. Once again, another very bad lead. Have we seen any favorable matchup yet in this entire video for one of these 3 Pokemon? I don't think we have. Aqua Tail coming through, we know shield. They swap out into Rapidash. This is pretty awful. Because no one had been respecting the damage from Arbok, I decided to go for Dark Pulse here. And of course, the one time I don't spray, they decide to shield up. So a little bit unfortunate right there. In hindsight, really wish I did go for the Acid Spray instead, because this Rapidash is going to cause problems very fast. Incinerate is doing so much after these flame charges. Going for the foul play right here, they do shield that up. And I swap out into Weezing. The reason I swap out here is because if they have a Pokemon that lowers my attack or defense, we're going to need to keep that Persian alive to reset the debuffs. And of course, that is the type of Pokemon they have in the back. Nidoqueen coming in, tanking that Shadow Ball. They are going to reach an Earth Power, which is going to take us out. And now the Persian in the back doesn't want the smoke. I back out of that match. We end up losing that game. 1-1 heading into match number 3. So jumping into this next battle, of course you can't expect to win any lead with Persian, and Golbat is no different. I think right here what we have to do is tank one Poison Fang. Did get a little bit of desync there at the start, which is unfortunate, but it is what it is. Poison Fang comes through, going to build up to the foul play right here. I think after we throw this charge move, we will swap out into the Weezing, which is what we do right here. Hopefully to catch a Poison Fang, but they actually bank that energy instead and come in with Lapras. Now Lapras isn't a great matchup for Weezing, but we do have a pretty big energy lead, and the opponents also did not lower our defense, so going for another Sludge Bomb right here, that's going to put them very low. If this is a Surf, we should survive, and I think we could actually take them out with Infestation, which we do. Golbat going to come back in, hoping to force a shield with the Sludge Bomb. And after they take us out here, I think I'll actually come in with the Arbok instead of the Persian, just in case I need the Persian for the Pokemon in the back. I want to be able to reset the debuff if they chose to throw a Poison Fang. In this case they did not, but it was a Hypno in the back, so We needed to keep Persian for this. Foul play is going to get the shield, and even though we do have a 2 shield advantage, this game is far from over. Need to tank one move here from the Hypno. Thankfully it was only a punch. Going to shield up the second move right here. Just want to get off this Dark Pulse immediately, take out the Hypno, and now the Golbat is loaded on energy. So really we have only one win con here. We need them to throw Poison Fang. If it's a Shadow Ball we lose, but if we shield the first Poison Fang, the second one will take us out because of the defense drop from the first. So we do call the bait, and that allows us to Dragon Tail down, able to win that game. 2-1, looking to go positive with Team Rocket. Can we do it in this next battle? Off to a good start because we finally pick up a positive lead. Persian into Mew, and the opponent swaps in a Hypno, a Shadow Hypno at that. So not something we want to see with this team, of course. Forced to stay in here at least for the time being with the Persian, but at some point we are going to have to swap out. So I throw the foul play. Now I bring in the Weezing, really hoping this is only a punch right here, which we should be able to survive, and then get off a Sludge Bomb. If they no shield, that's good. If they do shield, pretty tough spot, and they do decide to shield. So that's going to take us out right here. I will come back in with the Persian, and if they have a move ready, I think we have to no shield right here. Once again, hope it is a punch, and Thunder Punch it is. Able to take them out with Feint attack, but now they do have switch advantage. So going for the foul play here on the Golbat, going to swap out into the Arbok. Opponent going for the Poison Fang. We are going to no shield this, expecting the Mew to come back in. They actually are throwing another Poison Fang right here. Again, we are going to no shield. They're still staying in, so we are going to commit to the complete Dragon Tail down, but they get another Poison Fang. This is going to force the shield, but we have the Dark Pulse ready. Now the correct play here would have been to go for the Acid Spray first to lower the defense, which guarantees the next Dark Pulse will take out the Mew. But since I am unfamiliar with Arbok, I ended up making the wrong decision here. But the opponent doesn't want the smoke, and they ended up closing the app anyways, which means we're gonna close out this game. 3-1, positive set has been clinched, but can we make it a very memorable 4-1 set? Lickitung is not going to be easy. Beats all 3 of our Pokemon. Now if we were running Night Slash on Persian, it is possible to win this matchup in some scenarios against Lickitung, but with the foul play plus play rough moveset, it's going to be a little bit tricky. We do go for the foul play here, have to swap out at some point. They get the lick plus the charge move combination, you love to see it. Going to build up a foul play and then swap out into the Weezing. Opponent is going to bank some energy before swapping out into a Alolan Sandslash. It was pretty much around this point in the battle where I started feeling like Kevin Durant and the Brooklyn Nets and kind of realized we're not going to win right here, we're just going to lose. And I didn't give up, I played it out, but I kind of knew that we had no chance of winning right here. And yeah, I started thinking about golf, Hawaii, the beaches, the ocean, the off season, and what I wanted to do with my life. And yeah, this game is basically over. Persian comes in. I'm going to throw a foul play, which takes out the Sandslash, and now Lickitung comes in. And I decide to swap out into Arbok because once again, if they have a Pokemon in the back, which does lower our attack or defense, we are going to want to have the option available to us to swap out and reset that debuff later in the matchup. So going for the Acid Spray right here on the Nidoqueen, we do get the shield. And look at this, we actually have a 2 shield advantage, but basically 0 HP left on both of our Pokemon. Not able to get to this Dark Pulse right here. So just settling for the Acid Spray. I swap out into the Persian and not able to take out that Nidoqueen. Lickitung comes back in. If I was able to reach a foul play on Persian before getting knocked out by Nidoqueen, maybe we could pull off a win there. Highly unlikely. But hey, a 3-2 set with Team Rocket, I will definitely take it. This team is not recommended, but hopefully you found these battles entertaining. If you did, please consider leaving a like and a comment down below. And if you'd like to see more content like this, consider subscribing. Thanks for watching.